Hello, Ingvild.
Hello, Cynthia.
How are you? It's so good to see each other again, is it not?
Yes, it's wonderful. Fantastic.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. How's Norway doing?
Well, well, the summer is here. I think
Yes.
that everyone is very happy with that. And
Yeah.
also that, the pandemic is not so, it's getting smaller and smaller.
Yes.
People are, can gather in a better way, and the cinemas are open, theaters, bars, restaurants. So
What a
people
change.
are.
Yeah, big change. We have the same with restrictions, but we'll get to that. Would you like to introduce yourself for my friends around the world?
Yes, yes. My name is Ingvild. I work as marketing and communication manager at a foundation that runs three film festivals in Oslo, the capital of Norway. And we just finished the last one. So
Wonderful. And I thought about you a lot because I think the cultural sector has been greatly affected by the pandemic all over the world.
yes.
And so I wanted to ask you how it has been and how it has evolved.
It's a very interesting question. It's been like a roller coaster. Well, one thing is just to be a citizen, just to live in this strange world that we would never have foreseen that could be
Yes.
in this way. So when the pandemic actually broke out, we were working with, we have a small film festival that is normally in March called Arab Film Days, where we screen films from the Arab world. And we were really like trying to really, find the best way. And everything was open. And 1.5 week before we were supposed to open the festival, we had a big pre-event, or like a Arabic night, where we screened a film and there was food and and the feeling when you knew people were coming and they were disinfecting their hands, and we were like 800 people, and I felt, is this really safe? Is this really good? And then it was, 1 week later, everything closed down. So, and then we were, of course, in a way paralyzed, because everything we had been working for almost a year or like 6 months, we cannot do anything. And we were for a short time we were how do you say, permitted to leave, or like we were
not allowed,
partly unemployed.
Okay.
Just like
Okay.
there was
here they call it temporary unemployment.
Temporary. Even though we were working like 30% or something, because we didn't know about the income. And if we are really like dependent on support from the
subsidies. Yeah.
And also from the Norwegian Film Institute, and we also have like ticket sales, so we didn't know, what would come out of it. But luckily, they said we will keep the money, and we were, coming back to work and then planning a new festival. And then we really, because the last summer, everything looked a little bit better. And we had a new festival that was in June, and we realized.
So June 2020.
Yes. So now I might be too detailed. I will not try to go into.
No, it's really good, because then we understand the situation.
Yeah. So then I think we realized quite soon that, to have a full scale film festival was impossible in the beginning of June. So, and also digital festivals were, showing up, but it also takes some time to plan and to do that in the correct way. So we just decided to have like a pop-up version of the festival. And then we had, we had this in, it's almost
a year ago.
Exactly a year ago, around the 12th of June. And we had some screenings at one of the film of the cinemas in Oslo, and it was so, profound. I remember the Italian ambassador. He came to introduce one of the Italian films, and it was really like we're going back, to the culture and to
Normal,
see
yes,
things together, almost like Cinema Paradiso. It was really moving. But then we had, the lockdown was for
yeah,
about 2.5 months or something.
yes,
And then we went into the summer, and then everything looked a little bit better, I guess, like in the rest of Europe. And
exactly.
then with the autumn, yeah, we did actually manage also to some pop-up version with like 200 people on an outdoor screening in August, and that was just amazing. And then we were working towards our biggest festival and the oldest film festival in Oslo, called Films from the South. That was in November. And because of the industry and some of the films, the big films were delayed, like the new James Bond film, we had to get new dates. There were a lot of discussion and moving, and finally, we found, we were settled, and we really were so much hoping for the physical festival. And then 3 weeks before, everything closed down
In October.
again. Yeah,
Yes.
that was actually in the beginning of November. And that was 3 weeks.
Well, in Belgium, it was October.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we did see, in the rest of Europe.
It was coming. Yeah.
Yeah. So and we were kind of prepared. And we also had been starting to work with a digital version so that we will have this as a backup. But I remember very well, I think it was the 10th or 11th of November, when things closed down again. I felt so sad because
Yes.
we had been working so much about, creating such a wonderful festival for the citizens of Oslo. And then, shit, I
Yes,
felt
and
really
I
sad.
think because the role of culture is so fundamental in our life, and then that it was considered non-essential, I think
Yes,
was also
exactly. It's like so, and also because of the vision or the mission of the festival is to really make the world a smaller place, because it's about really bringing stories from other parts of the world to Norway, and the cinema experience of the cinema is really profound, because you can really get to other people's lives in another way than
yes,
watch TV or
yeah,
well, anyway, we managed to rearrange everything, and we did our best, and actually it was not the result was kind of good. But you really miss when you do a digital festival. There's a lot of work, and you
yes,
sit in front of your screen or computer,
all the
all
time.
night, a
Yeah,
day, and you don't meet with the other staff because we couldn't have meetings. So it's like it's this very strange world that we have
yes,
been, every one of us.
yes,
And also, when you work with creating like a festival, some of the reward is that you can experience it together with the audience. So which you really
sure.
lack, when you have a digital festival.
But
So
it was a little bit of the same with the timeline in Belgium, because for me, and for many of my students who come from all walks of life, March to June was scary in terms of we didn't know a lot about COVID, and we had the images from Spain and Italy, and they were really scary,
yes.
and the numbers were going up in Belgium. So it was like, for me, it was just like 3 months were to try and understand what was going on. But then it looked like, okay, life's going back to normal after 3 months, what you were telling. And then from June on, I started teaching, face to face again. But then October was total lockdown, and until now, until this month, we are still not. So it's mandatory to work from home if you can.
Mm.
And so in July, we kind of can go back once a week, and this has been long. And in this second lockdown, I've seen many of my friends experience depression, feelings of it's too long, and then the way you have to adapt your life.
mm,
Because for many months children didn't go to school, so you have full families living in limited spaces, and sometimes not even with enough resources just to sit
mm,
properly and
mm,
work properly from home.
mm.
So it's been quite a challenge. And then I'm so grateful I could continue working,
Yeah,
but it's been really tough. It's exactly what the same timeline, yeah,
yeah.
with the difference of maybe 2 weeks. And what's the situation now?
Now it's because now it's actually, well, in it was, I guess, 3 weeks ago it opened again, but with kind of limited
Oh yeah,
spaces.
like in here.
So like for 20 people to go to, the cinema, but and the bars and restaurants opened, and there were a lot of things like the children. Well, it's been a lot of discussion, as you say, also in Norway, about the children situation and about if they could go to their activities, and it's very
Yes.
important to really focus on them. But now it's actually today, or if it's tomorrow, it will open much more again.
Okay,
So,
so new,
so that's
we
really
have now
wonderful.
in Belgium, there's a plan now, and it's a 4-step plan. So we need to have certain conditions like no more than, I don't know what the percentage of hospital beds taken and people in. So if the numbers stay stable, every step of the way until the end of the summer, there are more and more freedoms to
Yeah.
be regained, but we don't know what's going to happen. My question, I don't know, first, how you experience that, your own feelings during all this pandemic, not just related to work, but your own feeling. Were you scared? Were you?
First, I would like to say that I was also very happy that I could continue to do my
Yeah.
work, even
Yes.
though we had like digital versions, and
Yeah.
because that's really, it makes you feel, it's good.
Useful.
So a deep, very thankful for this, and also, of course, a film festival is kind of fun, and it's, of course, it's important also to digest culture. But it's,
Sure.
as you said, the pictures from Italy, it was horrible.
Yeah.
So in that way, this kind of, I felt there was so much more important things we need to do in our society right now. But in the beginning, when the virus was spreading and we had the first lockdown, I was kind of, yeah, it was scary. I felt scared, and I remember, because I live in Oslo, and my boyfriend, he lives in a place not so far from Oslo, but it's where I grew up as well. So I've been staying at his place a lot, and it was very good to to feel there was not so many people. So it's like when you went shopping, and it felt a little bit safer. But the most important thing was for me during this period is the connection to nature.
Yes.
Because when you live
Absolutely.
in a bigger city, it's even though I live close to a park, you don't have nature in that way.
No.
So to be able to rediscover my childhood forests, or like to go and to really enjoy nature in a total different way and regularly, for me, I think that's been an awakening,
Yeah.
both because of how important the nature is for me, but
Yeah. For
also,
everybody. Yeah.
yeah, and also about protecting nature. It's
Absolutely.
and that I'm extremely grateful for, which yeah, because I think it will have huge impact on my life, the rest of my life.
Yes, so it's like our priorities were rearranged, even though I think we were very aware of the way we were living.
Yeah.
In a way, for me, I was telling you this, the rhythm of society and this
Mm.
disconnect with nature and between people. I
Yeah.
felt something was wrong.
Yeah.
And through this situation, I think we have been forced to go back to what's essential in a way. And that has also been positive for me.
Mm. Mm. So, and now, of course, we had, people are extremely happy about meeting other people, meeting
Yeah.
friends. And in Oslo, that was, I like in Belgium, it was closed down
Yes.
very hard for a long time. And now with the summer, it has exploded.
Yeah.
So in a park very close to where I live, it's been, thousands of young people. And it's been now, it's been in the news, and it's, of course, a lot of negative because it's garbage everywhere, and it's really not good. But it's about people need to be together with their friends and to
Yes.
reconnect. And I think because we had the film festival started around 2 weeks ago, and we had like 5 days of screenings in the cinema, and then we also have a digital version.
And
So
were there many people attending? Was it nice?
no, because it was kind of interesting because they were only allowed 20 people in
Right.
each cinema,
Right.
or each screening. And at the same time, the bars and restaurants also opened, and the weather was just, amazing summer. So of course we had some screenings that was sold out, which is not so big deal when you have 20 people. And then we had some screenings that was more poorly visited. So it was kind of,
A strange feeling.
yes, it was really, we feel a little bit unreleased in a way. It's like we had this wonderful potential, and we had a lot of Q&As with directors, etc., with Norwegian films that had a premiere. That was really awesome. And but it was good. It would have been terrible if we hadn't been in the cinemas, and because of the uncertainty, we couldn't plan otherwise. This was the best way we could do it. So it feels, I think it will feel okay after, when we digest it a little bit, because we're used to having much more audience. We used to experience more, in a way, joy. But this is how it is, and I think we should be happy that we really managed to do it. And
Absolutely.
and
But
also,
it's a crazy feeling because you work so hard to create momentum. You
yeah,
have festivals and you are, building up an audience and expectations. And then all that disappears with a year lockdown. It
yeah, yeah,
disappears. So it's like starting all over. And for many cinemas, theaters, and it's fantastic that they can work again.
yeah,
Because of the restrictions, it's not really viable to have 20 people. You're losing money. So
yes, exactly.
so
But
it's a double feeling, I think.
a double feeling. But I think, well, what I think has been really important, like you and I, we met in Japan on a
Yes.
movie course, and that's 4 years ago. Is
Yes.
it 4 years ago? Yes,
Yes.
that was a fantastic and meeting. So glad we could meet in that way. And we met two
In
times
Oslo,
ago.
2 times in Oslo with my professional projects, which due
Yeah,
to first the car accident were complete. So I had an accident, I think it was 2 weeks after coming back from Oslo the last time. And so all my professional projects were just
yeah.
wasted effort, a little bit of the same, what you're explaining. It stopped everything. Yeah.
Uh,
But
but
it was so nice, huh? Attending a
yes,
football match where
yes,
Argentina
with
played.
Argentina. Yes, it was fantastic. Oh, that was awesome. But I think like our mentor, the Sarko Ikeda, he talks about really like everyone that is important,
Yeah,
like to not leave anyone behind, and to really see the value of the person in front of you. And so for me, I was having introductions, for 4 people or 5 people sitting in the cinema. And I thought, okay, it's so beautiful that you're here, even though it's not a full crowd, you are important. And thank you. It's also, it's something about, okay, leaving a little bit behind the numbers, but, think about the quality and that each person
exactly.
counts.
Oh, that's beautiful, Ingvild. It's really nice because it's reconnecting with the person in front of you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
With each individual. And we were discussing this. This is also one of the books Daisaku Ikeda wrote, which I love. It's called Hope is a Decision. Hope is a Decision. And for me, it has been a decision throughout this period, and I think into the future, to become a source of hope. Because it's true that there are difficult times, but you know, it's important to keep dialogues open, to cherish the person in front of you, to go back to a culture of taking the time for what's essential. And this is why actually this series of talks with my friends around the world started. And I think culture is has also that function to bring
Yeah.
joy and to
Mm.
bring hope to people.
And understanding, and so you can get more wisdom and compassion for other people.
Yes.
Mm.
So how do you envisage the future? What do you think it's going to look like? Will it be just going back to the same, or there's a lot of talk about this
Yeah.
hybrid reality, of combining distant and face-to-face work, and I have no idea how to organize my activity
Oh,
into the future.
I think it will be different because it will be this, we've been through this period, things might have changed, even though I think that when, when kind of a more ordinary or like situation appears, people forget a little bit about what was, so so, but I hope, well, when it comes to like the culture scene, well, I've been watching, wonderful screenings or like performance artists or like lectures that I never been that I would have been able to see if it wasn't for the pandemic. So I
Yes.
hope that, and it's been, I remember I saw this lecture with Laurie Anderson with well, she did with a Harvard Institute, and she still has some lectures left. I can send it to you because it's just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes,
And
please.
so it's kind of being part of the bigger world. Also, I remember I went into a Zoom meeting with, I don't know if you heard about the film My Teacher, the Octopus, which is a Netflix film that won the Oscar for Best Documentary this year. And I was able to attend, a Zoom meeting live with the main character or the director from the film, and also like a star or a woman that works for protecting the ocean. And I felt really like starstruck. And it's, for me, it's like the world has become a little bit smaller in a way. But
Yes.
so there's some great things that we could bring forward. But I think for the film festivals now, we've been doing, both. For the last version, okay, it was really nice weather outside, so it was not good for, sit inside and watch films on your computer. But I think it's kind of complex to have, both.
Yeah.
So you need to really staff up and really do it wisely. And I think when, in the end, people, especially in the big cities, they're used to this kind of entertainment. They will go back, to the places and experience, have like in live experiences. But it will be interesting to see because I don't know, like in your work situation, it's so much easier to have this conversation now. We
Yeah.
couldn't, a couple of years ago, this would have been felt,
Absolutely.
that's
Yes.
not possible. It would
Yes.
be strange.
Yeah. And for me, it has been, yeah, being able to teach online and to teach to people from all over the world. I am also a life coach, so to do coaching online,
Mm.
not a problem at all. But what I found most touching and the way of thinking about the future is that for the first time, my friends and family from Argentina, to Europe, to Japan, they were all facing the same situation. And so,
Yeah.
even though the country's realities are different, we were all facing the same human emotions and the same risks in a way. So, I think for me, I already had this vision of, being a citizen of the world, but it has changed something very profound. And also my deep wish to contribute here to what you said. No, this creativity. There's so much that we can, do with the lessons we have learned, that I'm thinking about how to implement all that. And some I have already been able to implement, but the rest is about how do I want to live my life into the future, and what is the role I want to play in society. What you said, being part of this global network. And so I think this series of talks with my friends is part of that, because it's been so good to connect. And it's been surprising, because of course other friends we have in common watch
Yes.
the talks, and then it brings back memories, and it helps you also focus on our common humanity, and it's not all that bad. And so yes, there are challenging moments, and at times we don't really know how to, but I've been very impressed with the things. I don't know if you watched one of the talks with Faith, and she started amazing activities, like supporting people on the phone and mentoring, and it's really using our life, to encourage one another and to help one another. So I like that. And I think I will keep on doing the talks, you know
Yeah,
and
you should do that. It's really, really great. I'm so happy that you wanted to invite me and that I could join. I've never done this before.
No, I haven't done that either. And to tell you the truth, it was so crazy, because the first talk I did was with a friend from Argentina, and it was actually, she was teaching me how to record during. I didn't even know what a YouTube channel was, but I do now, and I can, I don't edit anything. They just go like they are, um, untouched online. But it's been really amazing to see that we all connect.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm very, very happy to have my friends all over the world, and to be able to discuss our realities with everybody. And if this can bring a little bit of hope or joy or entertainment, then that's already something, isn't it?
yeah.
Like, cherish each person.
Exactly, exactly.
But I am looking forward to the moment where we can meet again and go to the marina in
Yes,
Oslo. I
yes.
love the marina in Oslo. Oh man.
And Cynthia, I really hope that we also can meet in Japan. Uh,
Again?
yes,
Yes,
that would be
yes.
awesome.
Let's
So,
do that. Let's
yes,
decide that.
yes, let's decide
Okay.
which
Yes.
German right now.
Okay. And then we are going to record a talk from Japan, and I'll put it online.
Yes, we will. We will. Under the territories.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's do that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Ingvild, and I hope we record another talk in a couple of months, maybe after the summer, and see how the situation has evolved, and whether there are new ways of sharing culture.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
so when I put this video online, um, shall we put the references to the festivals that you organize for people to go check them out?
Yeah, you can do that. Yes.
Yes,
I
I'm
can
going
send
to do
you,
that.
yeah.
Do you want to
I will
say it?
send you some links. I can send
Okay,
you the links. Mm.
okay. Or if not, you add them, send them to me, and also add them as a comment under the
Yes, I
video.
can do
So,
that.
okay,
Yes, I
let's
can
do
do that.
that. I'm going to put this on YouTube and then share it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, so that a lot of people can enjoy your film
Yeah.
festivals.
Okay. Thank you. And yeah. So thank you so much, Cynthia.
See you
This was
soon.
awesome.
See you soon, I hope.
Yes, see you soon.